So this is a little bit of a new technique to incorporate into your basic. What up, people? This is a quick message for the people of Korea. I was meant to be in Korea this weekend to do an event. Unfortunately, the event got cancelled due to the virus that's been happening. And you know, for the people who've been around here in Australia as well, there's a lot of talks of everything shutting down. So it is a global pandemic and I understand it, but I just wanted to record a little video and maybe share a little bit of what I was going to share while I was over there. And I want to make it as a little bit of a challenge for the people who are going to be stuck at home. And I know Australia is probably going to go into shutdown soon as well. So yeah, this is a little bit of a challenge for all my colleagues and peers here in Melbourne or in Sydney. If you want to give it a try, this is a little concept that I've learned a long time ago, and now I'm trying to apply it into my basics. So this is a little bit of a different kind of body movement to the fundamental body movement that most people are taught for their salsa, which actually comes from a little bit of ballroom background and stuff like that. So this is a little bit of a new technique to incorporate into your basic, and it's a little bit like a gateway to something really big, because this technique with your body movement actually applies to a lot of things. To a lot of the dances that we do in salsa, pachanga, afro, rumba, your salsa steps, anything groovy, any of the yuka, makuta stuff. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of a tip that hopefully applies to a lot of those stuff. And it's a little bit of a challenge. So my Melbourne colleagues, family, friends, whoever wants to try this, give it a try and tag me. It's not gonna be easy, but it's gonna fuck with your brains a bit, but it's cool, so check it out. Okay, so if you're at home, you're a bit bored, you're stuck with the virus or whatever, and you wanna give yourself a bit of a mind-body challenge, and a little bit of like a bit of a head fuck movement to practice. Here's a little bit of practice material for you. So normally everyone's used to doing their basic step with the ballroom technique, which is, you know, swinging your hips side to side as you step and then weight transferring plus your shoulders. And this is something I've actually been teaching my students and clients as well. And in the videos of body movements that I've been doing online and stuff like that, I've been putting a lot of that out there. However, there's this new type of body movement that I've been trying to work on lately, and I've been teaching it to a lot of my coaching clients and the people who've been doing some stuff with me online. And I think it's a really good piece of material to kind of practice. I'm not gonna break it down too much, but I'll give you a little bit of a teaser. So the timing for it is that on the upbeat, you want your hips to go back. On the downbeat, you want your hips to go forward, okay? So on the 1, 3, 5, 7, you want the hips to go back. On the 2, 4, 6, 8, you want your hips to go forward. Now, if you notice as I'm doing this, there's a little bit of a counteraction between my head and my hips. Notice as my hip goes back, my head goes back. As my hip goes forward, my head goes forward. And this is a really, really important piece of information, knowledge, technique, movement, whatever you want to call it, that applies to something like 95% of the movements that you do, okay? And this is a little bit of the hardest one to kind of practice probably in your basic step, because we're so used to doing the basic step the way you do it. But here's your challenge, okay? So what you want to do is to do this movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and now do your basic with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1. This is also the fundamental movement for those people who've done a little bit of son and a little bit of other kind of basic movement. This is also the fundamental movement underlying this motion as well, the upward undulation through the body that you see a lot of dancers do. They'll do this movement. Some people call it changui. Some people call it changui because of the changui music, right? Or some people call it son. They do this motion with son. And obviously there's this motion with son as well, which is the oblique motion to the side, except the fundamental movement underlying it is actually this motion. The counteraction between your head and hip, on the 1, 3, 5, 7. Okay, so movement goes like this: 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3. Notice my head movement as well. 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a little bit of a challenge. If any of my Melbourne colleagues or friends or students or instructors around Melbourne want to try this, I would love to see you guys give it a try as well. Now this motion, it's really hard to get your head around at first. But once you get your head around this, you'll notice that this applies to like 90% of the shit that you do. If you really want to do it in a funky and in a manner that sits, it's weird, right? A lot of people actually refer to this movement as like when you do this motion in your movements, people say that, oh, that person's really talented, right? So for me, it's just learning this counteraction. So if I'm doing a side tap, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I'm doing rumba basic, 1, 3, 5, 7, 1. Notice how my hips and head as well. If I'm doing any kind of Afro motion, I'm doing this motion. Right? If I'm doing pachanga, cha, chiki, doom, chiki, doom. Obviously, pachanga is dance to caballo or bomba, so it's more like cha, ka-cha, doom, doo-doo, ka-cha, doom, cha, ka-cha, doom, doo-doo, ka-cha, doom. But see how this motion applies to everything. And it's what makes people go, oh, that guy's really good, like body movement wise. So once you learn the basic body movements of all your dances, basic step, your basic body movement, your pachanga body movement, right? When you learn your son body movement, once you learn your rumba body movement, right? If you can add this motion to those already existing motions, then it puts an extra layer of flavor on top of what you do. Okay, so I'll do it one more time. Or even things like boogaloo, it's actually that motion but done in double time speed. Boom, chiki, boom, chiki, boom. Notice how my hips and head always will counteract. I'm like looking at my videographer going, notice? And he's like, yeah. All right, so actually I'll do some music for you guys, but one more time. 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Swing step is another one I forgot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4. It applies everywhere, everywhere, everywhere.
Parte de mi vida he tratado de arrancar y no consigo olvidarte, no. Es que no se puede ya borrar lo vivido. Alguien me decía que el tiempo curaría mis heridas, pero no, no, no. El que traicionó mi corazón ya se ha ido. Y yo quedé muy perdida en el ayer. ¿Quién lo diría? ¿Quién lo diría?
so to my family in Korea, I love you lots, and I wish I could be there with you guys. And I had such an amazing time when I was in Korea, and I wish I could be there this weekend as well, working with Tyra. But it's a safety measure, and I hope to be back soon. And I hope that you stay strong through these times of difficulty. And not only to the people of Korea, but also to the people of Iran, to the people of Australia, to the people of Italy, to everyone who's affected, my family in China, New Zealand, anyone who knows me. I just really hope that we can get through this together. And I'm going to try to use this as an opportunity to put as much content out there as possible. But other than that, lots of love and stay strong.
Quien lo